Call to order the Park and Rec Commission meeting for January 4th at 2023. Time of 6:03. John, please take roll call.
Andy,
Here?
Sherry,
Here.
Mike,
Here.
Molly,
Here.
and Margie.
A quorum is present. Number 2, citizen comments. Do we have any citizen comments today? Seeing none, hearing none, moving on. Number 3, approve the minutes of December 7th, 2022 meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minute.
We got a first, do we have a second? We got a second. Any discussion? Thanks. Everyone good? Please take roll call.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Passes. Number 4, Park Director Report, A, Buildings Report.
All right, I'll be pretty quick this time compared to some of the months we had. Rentals at the end of the year, 2022, were really, really well. I tried to find the sheet I had for my, for the budget last month, but the Tank Center, as of the 1st of December, we budgeted so much money, we were at 140% then, and we had rentals every weekend of the money that we think we're gonna have coming in. Senior Center was at 230%, and then all the rest of the rentals were at 110, 115%. So we were way up for rentals for 2022, which is good, busy, people are using it. In 2023, are filling up fast, and I took one already this morning, show for 2024. So we're doing well, yeah, we're doing really, really well. Pavilion, we had all the doors were installed up there, the new doors that were getting put in by Hometown Glass. Frames ended up being a little narrower than the other one, so now I'm just working on getting all the doors retrimmed out on the inside. But they're really nice doors. The building is now back up to par with windows, roof, siding, and now doors there, so everything is in really nice shape there.
Are you doing the trim?
Yeah, that was not, because if the doors just, the frame wise is a little bit more than the thing, so, which is good, then I can do what I want to inside there. Other than that, for buildings, we are just gonna be starting to work on some outdoor buildings with the weather being nice, able to get on some of those, like the stores and stuff at Ziegler, work on that. If you drive by the back sites, the doors are in bad shape. They put the doors in up there, we'll take care of that, with the weather being nice. One of the things that we talked about was that light project up in Ziegler. All these projects that we bid out right now are just on hold. They are having some, some issues, some stuff going on with the budgets and all that, with that, and nothing that's illegal by means, just trying to get things under control and get a grasp on where we're at with all that. So, we're talking with the mayor, we're just gonna hold everything up for a couple of months here, get everything exactly where we're at, and then we're gonna start looking at these projects again.
Okay, what's that gonna do for upcoming season? I mean, what is that gonna delay anything?
As far as the only thing that we're putting hold on is just the extra projects that were gonna be done. And like I said, these projects were not like voted on already, that they're gonna go through, they're just gonna start to get discussed, like our main budget that we have, our operating budget and all that, that's all set for 2023, we're gonna go. This was just like the lights and up at Ziegler and stuff like that we had lights on where the.
So are you referring to like the leads that would be dependent on the lights there?
Yeah,
That's, I think, what she was.
Oh,
referring to, so.
yeah, no, so that is, like I said, nothing was voted on as far as the lights yet. Everybody so far has really liked the numbers that came in now with these lights, but just until everything gets a control on everything in the budget and numbers on all the finances and all that, it's just, they said just let's hold off for a couple months, you get everything in line, under control, and then we're gonna move forward with that stuff.
I do know when last year when we organized those leagues in the spring,
Mhm.
I think, and I don't know if you talked to those guys, Michaela, as the year went on, I think if they know there's lights coming,
Yeah.
or at least they're planning, they'll all come back.
that's good.
If they say, if they were to say,
I already have people asking me,
yeah,
like,
if
if
no
I
lights coming, then
am
they might
seeing it
bail.
at dinner. And
Yeah.
they're like, where are the lights? And I told them.
It's being
yes,
worked on, and the
they're-
numbers are good, and I don't foresee it being, I can't say I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth on accounts or anything like that, but it came in well, it came in nice that I think that I'm hoping it can happen. I feel very confident, put it that way.
That's, I mean, that's good, 'cause I hate to lose,
Yeah.
you know.
And where he's at and what's happening and all that, it has to happen this way, I mean, it really does, I mean, you know, all that stuff, and so it'll be in a good place, and give it a couple months, here, it'll be in a good place, and then we're, you know, then we know for sure where we're at, and then we can start looking at all this stuff.
Are you aware of our lights issue at Ziegler?
I didn't know the issues, but I heard that they were going on.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
One fell down,
Yes,
Oh.
one fell down in a windstorm
we had to take them all down.
last May already, it was last May during the high school softball season, one fell down, and where it fell, it's a steel pole, fell down right on the ground where 12 hours before that, families were sitting. So they also with that, had to have all of them taken down, and so it's just been,
Safety issue.
yeah, safety issue, and, so it's been kind of looking to get prices, the first ones that came in were ridiculous prices, and now some local ones, we've been working with them and trying to get some other ways figured out, get lights up there, have come in really well. First one came in at 150,000 for up there for 6 lights, which is very, very expensive. And these next ones came in now at, you know, about half that.
Or how long are they gonna honor their prices?
Well, that's
that
the
they
thing,
gave
you know, so the one thing they did say that was really good is they said that things are really stabilizing. So where they used to give you 15 days or 30 days for with their bids and all that, and they'd see huge price fluctuations, they said things are really stabilizing, you know, even like the price of wood and all, it's really come down and all that. So I'm gonna have to get new prices on them and new bidding on them, but it gives a ballpark figure, and we'll see where they end up coming in at. But they even said they don't foresee it being much different.
Oh, is it getting bids because it's gonna go past their
Yeah,
their 30
yeah,
days?
and we're gonna have to do it. I originally got those bids just because, just wanna see if we can get something, even if it's worth discussing. So with that, it's gonna have to, no matter what, get new. I knew I was gonna do that even if we didn't wait another 2 months and we waited until just like now, I would have to get new bids and form and all that. But it'll be easy for them, they can just look what they got, figure out if it's gonna be more or not, so.
As long as you're on lights, you have some burned out lights up at Fireman's, right? I know there was some issues with who could change them.
Yeah,
Well, the school had Nick change
yeah,
theirs.
he got a water truck now,
Yeah,
cause he was able to do these lights himself, that would give you, these
he
lights
should
up.
be, I would think he should be able to get those
Yeah.
at Fireman's now too, so.
Yeah, no, we'll be using him a lot more, whether they covered,
Oh, that's the guy that he said got a truck for up.
yeah, no, that's great, you know, that'd be nice, because that was an issue, we never could find anything that
Yeah,
really do.
yeah.
Well, that
One company that did it went out of business, and firemen don't do it no more. They used to go up there with their ladder truck and change it, but they don't do that anymore either.
They don't even have a ladder truck, do they? Oh,
Sure.
that's good.
Probably not a good place to run a ladder truck up there.
That was their.
The one year I got a call that they had buried it on the third base line. They went to go change a light bulb on the third base line. I was on vacation, they called me and said, "You got a game up there tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's a game up there tonight." Oh, boy. Our fire truck, they went in that left field area and they sunk down.
Between the fence and the,
Something else. So.
But anyways, that's all I have for building stuff right now. This time of year, you know, all we're pretty much on doing right now is we have a lot of rentals going on, and a lot of, Michaela's, rec stuff is going on at the pavilion. So we're using a lot of cleanup, but other than that, this time of year is just when we be able to get inside senior center, pavilion, redo floors, redo painting, catch up on all that stuff like that.
So you'll be shutting down for a little bit to see how you want to see them?
Meaning,
Like going in there, I mean,
at the pavilion, you mean like that?
yeah, the pavilion?
Yeah, so what I do is, I'll find a weekend that is not, because there's a few weekends now between January, February, where it's not used, and I'll just mark one out, and then I'll wait till after the event up there that last Thursday there, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go do floors and stuff like that, and the painting is during the day. So, yep. Get it all freshened up again for another busy season. So, but that's it for buildings.
Any other questions for buildings report? B, grounds report, please.
All right, ground same way, Dan has been cutting trees, so get you caught up, we have, I'm the only full-time person in the parks, and then we have seasonal kids, that come in from, after school's done until like Labor Day, so we usually have 3 of those. And then we have one guy, his name is Dan Spittle, pretty much fell from heaven, and he works all year round here, and, or he helps out all year round. And, most of the time, he's pretty much involuntary, he just loves working with us. He's retired jailer and a correction officer. And so if you see another guy out in a parks truck or something like that, anytime cutting trees like right now, you know, he hasn't got a paycheck in, I think probably 5-6 checks or whatever, he hasn't got any, now he'll start getting one again for the year, but he, takes very minimal help, but he does work all year round, and he's one reason that the parks look absolutely amazing right now. As good as they can look for, you know, like I said, I should say, maybe he keeps everything looking really nice, so that's the guy we're talking about here.
You see him out there on Sunday or whenever, he's like, okay, I got time.
Yeah,
He does work.
Yeah, being on the park, if you ever get a question about it, nobody gets overtime in parks. So if he's out there Sunday cutting or doing something like that, and just working and doing stuff and so, but anyways, yeah, so he's cutting trees, still ash trees and other trees, and then he's also working in the woods at Ziegler with nice weather. You know, they would take their plowing and shoveling, not a lot of that, thank God I did that. But other than that, we did get a new mower ordered. I know that you guys will tell you a little funny thing here, so we, in the last couple of meetings, we talked about how we might have money left and then we might do all that. And, I went in by Tracy and she looked in the, book here and capital improvements for this year, we had a mower in there. You know, next year we're not having capital improvements, but there's a mower in there for this year. You know,
You didn't know that?
no. So if trying to find a way to do it, and I went and talked to her, she's saying, yeah, there's money right, I mean, it was a little short,
Right.
but so we ended up getting, one of our mowers died at the end of last year, and next year they're holding off the capital improvements for 1 year, that we put it in there, so, but we ended up getting more ordered that way. So it worked out really well.
So did that, so for the shortness, using the rest of.
Yeah, the money that we had in that one thing there, and then I was able to get caught up on other baseball stuff and a few other things. Yeah, so we had.
You take delivery on it?
What's that?
You take delivery already to it,
Oh, what's that?
or more?
No, they have it, it's all ready for us. They said they can hold on to it till we're ready for it, but it's sitting over there ready for us. Yep. Yeah, it is, it's really happy about that, so. Other than that, this time of year, this is time we just start working on the equipment, getting ready to go for spring. Spring will be here before we know it. I know it don't seem like it, but, and that's it. And if you ever get any calls, Ribbons Field, the driveway that goes through Ribbons Field got shut down again this year, or I had to open it for 1 day because they had a water main break, but it gets shut down every year, the driveway through there. And so if anybody gets a call about that, we don't own the driveway, that second half of it. Flyway Soccer owns it, and they wanted it shut down, so if anybody calls, we can open it up to that part, but it's privately owned.
So they haven't locked them down.
Yeah, I ended up having to open it up again, I'm gonna go back out tomorrow and close it. They had a water main break on Forest Drive, and they asked me to open it for the people on that side. Otherwise, what we do out there at the soccer fields out at Rivers Park, if you're familiar with that at all, but it's on the other end of town, there's a driveway that goes through from town out to a out-of-town road. And everybody uses it all the time. A couple of years ago, we started having kids go through there, and it's kind of on its own, where not a lot of, this time of year, so they were going out on the soccer field and doing donuts, and they're going through there. So the Flyway Soccer, private organization that actually owns part of it there, pays taxes on everything, so we lock it down now in winter. So just keeping kids, your kids from going back there. So, and that's all I got.
Any questions for grounds? Let's see, senior center report.
All right, so I have, they gave me, here it is. October through December, I'll just read you what they gave me from the senior center. Usually I just give you the boring little cards and bingo and all that. Here's what they gave me, actually from their, from the senior center quarterly report, we held our business meeting and nomination of officers on October 14th. The following people were nominated, go through president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, same ones as last year. On Saturday, November 12th, we held the election of officers, and also our annual Thanksgiving catered meal. Unanimous vote was cast to elect those members who were nominated last month. They all accepted their positions. Their dinner was catered by the Pub of Mayville. We were served a delicious turkey dinner with all the trimmings. Bingo followed our meal. We received a very nice jackets from our senior center. Name on the back, and it had been noticed by our people. It was good advertising for our center. That was all paid for by them through their money that they were left in that through that will. On December 10th, brought us together for our annual Christmas catered dinner, which was also served at the pub. After we ate entertainment by Jim Ballmer, keyboard. We had him last year. I'm so pleased with him. We hired him again. We played bingo and received a special treat. Once again, we're looking forward to a new year. I'm just reading what they give me, I mean, this is,
It's sweet, I know.
this is where we're all gonna be, so.
Yeah, yeah.
for that, so. Once again, we,
Makes me wanna go down there and get some fresh fruit.
yeah, they wouldn't say what it was, so maybe, but they're doing more stuff and they are really active down there, so it's good to see that. And once again, we're looking forward to New Year and hopefully some new members. Everyone over the age of 55 can join the club at any time. Our dues are $12 for the year. Bingo is played the second and third Tuesdays of the month and second Monday of the month, unless we have a meal, then it's that Saturday. Looking forward to 2023 and hopefully more adventures, Christmas greetings for a healthy and prosperous year ahead.
Could you, who's report?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay, I didn't, so the president is Jack Shark, vice president Dorothy Hagan, secretary is Cindy Bowl, or Bow, and treasurer is Helen Schaumburg, and then this is what Helen Schaumburg's leading this, the report.
You know, not none of those people.
Are they all local?
Yeah, well, they're all, Jack lives between Mayville and Thrust, otherwise everybody else, they were Mayville residents, and, they're very active in there. And they do a great job, I meet with them all the time and help them out with a bunch of stuff, and
Sounds like they have fun.
they do, they're doing more stuff.
I can go now.
Did they go on a trip?
Yeah, so
I have time for that.
yeah, they did, they went on and worked out really well, we got a bus trip together with them, so I'll give you a little backup, so they, how many years ago that event, I'm gonna go way back for, when they received that NITSO.
Well, that was probably 15 or 16. Maybe.
Yeah, years ago, they have a trust fund down there that for them, they can spend it how they want, but it's through the city, they can do whatever they want, there's like, maybe $25,000 that they were given. They do have a budget that he takes care of the building, that we take care of the building and all that for them, and then, that money was almost gone this year, and then they had a passing of a member, and that member left them $41,000. So they have, and that's why they got the codes, and they were able to do like the meals now, bigger meals and all that. And then, in November, they did a bus trip, we set a bus trip for them to Coloma, to the Clausen Family Center, and they had a show and a meal, and the bus, and it all came out of that. So the city doesn't cost the city anything to do that. And then with that money they've had, they bought chairs over the years, they bought a TV down there, they bought, table, so they buy a lot of stuff for the center too, so.
Still have that bingo machine?
Yep, they have a big machine, that's what they use down there, yep. So, just gonna give you a little back of the senior center, the actual senior center, so. So that's all I have.
Any other questions for senior center report? Okay, moving on. Number 5, recreation director reports.
All right, so this part's a little short. So we got indoor golf league plans to start on January 19th. I have 3, I don't want to say couples because it's they're all men, but 3 two-somes that are in signed up already. I have at least 4 coming from quad. Yeah, so they still have time to sign up. That should be starting January 19th. It'll be on Mondays. And then fall pickleball league ended on December 29th. I think we had John was in it. I think we had a pretty good group.
Really fun.
Fun,
The
it
first
was-
one that we had.
Everyone liked the courts on the gym floor, so that was a positive thing that we did. And then I'm starting 2 pickleball leagues for the winter of 2023 here. 1 more beginner and then 1 more competitive. Some of the teams were definitely more on the beginner side, competitive, like John. Just threw everyone out of
Not better, it's competitive.
threw everyone out of the water, so I want to split them up because I want people to feel welcome.
So it was fun.
So John, you're not making people feel welcome.
No, I don't want to say that.
You hit with the
I-
ball.
But I don't want people to feel like they're not getting hit with the ball, but they want to learn the game more.
Here's
Whatever.
John. Learn some rules.
Yeah.
Take that one to the bank, ladies. 82-year-old
That never
man,
happened.
I just-
That literally never happened.
No, it's not like that. We all had fun together. It was a very fun league. Everybody hung out together. It was
Good
fun.
group. I'm hoping to
Take that picture.
I'm hoping to get 10 teams per league, so 20 teams total, and it'll be on Tuesday nights, and I'm just charging $40 a team. What did I open it up this morning? Well, technically yesterday morning, and I already have 3 teams for the beginner league. So it sounds
It's
like
going really well. Everybody loved it.
How big is the team?
2 players, so it's like doubles, but you can have up to 4 just for subbing.
Oh,
Like if
okay.
you can't make it one week, you can
I
have
guess
extra
some
players.
wires.
Right, yeah,
It's fun. I
Yeah,
I played it for the first time and I.
You just put 'em on your
All I think is just, I don't know, what is that? It was a show or a movie, old movie, or country, the pickleball or whatever. It's just hard at it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what movie it was, but
yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those.
And then, just to wrap the rec report up, bags, ping pong, and women's sixes volleyball are all still continuing into the new year, so women's sixes they go on tonight, I have to set it up at 7:00. And then ping pong and bags are every other Tuesday, so those are still going good at the pavilion. So that is all for the rec report. Any questions?
yeah, it's just great to see the numbers still trending up.
Yes, that's with the tag.
Hey, just one last, are you doing, is there gonna be anything, are you doing any glitter basketball, or anything like that for kids again or not?
I
You do another
might.
session?
I might, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we might just go into the spring with it.
Was it hard with the coaching?
It was very hard with the coaching.
I was gonna say, the teams, there's so many of them,
Yeah,
and then they're the age group is everywhere, so it's almost kind of like you have to have kind of 2 coaches per.
and you want to teach them skills. You
Yeah.
don't want to just throw them into a game. I mean, they have them in a dribble, but they, well, but that's okay,
That's what it's there for, that's
In,
what.
like, your kid wants to like learn and listen, but like these others just wanted to throw their kid into a game and watch them score over like a 3-year-old, or like it's something I need to do better planning with it, I think, to
Yeah.
kind of structure it better, but maybe in the spring, well,
It's a lot of work.
it is a lot of work with,
Especially when it comes to basketball.
yeah.
Are you doing flag football? Who's doing the flag football?
Yep, I'll do, that's in fall.
That's in fall.
So like, well, actually not fall, like end of summer, August it should start up. And I plan on doing that more with Scott Hilber in the situation, because it's kind of like his future program to a point if they want to really take it that far down, but I think we'll go back to Monday nights, hopefully. Hopefully we get surrounding area towns in it again, because that was a really good league that we have, but. All right, then that's all for rec. Take center,
That's okay. Number 6 takes the report. Hey, membership report. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. Okay, so
You're doing good.
membership report first. On this list here, I just highlighted the few numbers. I wanted to, so from 1-year family memberships, it's kind of towards the top of the paper there. That was plus 32 memberships in just the month of December. So that's about like $16,000, like $16,500 right there. And then just 6-month family, we gained, where is this here? Yeah, we gained 8, and that's about $4,000. So just there, between those two numbers, $20,000.
Well, when you look at the one that jumps out at me is if you look at December from January.
Right.
I mean, that's
Even from-
112 family memberships, that's a lot.
Yeah, no,
That's pretty good, so.
the last few days, that's where we go on the back here, the daily users, just from, so the middle kind of table here, just from November to December, aquatics, we're up 200 people total. So that's nuts from November to December. And just every column is exceeding just daily users, people coming in. I know with this last week of December, we had no school open swim during the week, and it was crazy. It was a madhouse at the tank, so.
It's good though, it's when you're out
That's
here.
so good.
Yeah,
I figured
it's good to
because,
see.
the kids are getting crazy, and the parents were like, all right, let's go see.
Yep.
Somewhere.
Just go swim.
I literally was supposed to come in.
We should have, we were open.
It's like the golf took off a little bit too.
So that,
Yeah.
75 from 11.
we have all this past week and even from New Year's to today, we had our whole week just booked with simulators.
It was just crazy when I was out there now.
Yeah,
All the parking lots are full.
Oh,
Yeah,
me
nice to
too.
see it.
So are you noticing,
Or-
I'm just kind of curious, are you
First
noticing
years.
people that are maybe buying memberships with the golf, that they want to golf, they want to use that simulator? As an
yes,
incentive?
yeah, for example, one of them was Tony Stalin.
Yeah.
He bought a whole membership just because he wanted to,
He never used to use the place at all.
he would never come into the place. But like someone like that, I mean, just, I don't even know how,
Well, it's good, they're using it too. I mean,
Yeah.
That's what the.
it's
what
getting
it's
used,
for.
yeah, we power it
You know,
up every day.
Now the members aren't having to pay another cost, they pay that membership cost and now
That was
they
a
can play.
good call.
Yeah.
That
That
was,
was a good one. That was a good one. I agree with that.
but, so yeah.
Good job, Michaela.
Well, we got a maintenance report here from Mr. Scott. Scott
This is where it goes downhill quick.
This is where the money comes in,
This is where the
money goes out.
building is the problem. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, maintenance report per Scott Colmansberger. Cold weather Minerva number 2 froze up and shut down. We had to defrost it multiple times throughout the weekend, and now it is back operating normally. I don't know why, maybe with colder weather than
It's not
increasing.
unusual.
It
Yeah,
happens to be steam out the roof like that, and that steam when it gets really, really cold, 'cause I know I've had it off there already, it freezes over this whole pipe and it shuts it right down, there's nothing to get out there anymore.
yeah, so
When it's really, really cold, like we had that really, really cold out on Christmas, that's where we caused havoc.
And nobody can figure out a fix for that, huh?
Yeah, due to a warm state.
yeah, probably not have any cold days really warm days.
It's gotta be sometimes.
Well, that system's designed, there's 2 of them though, so it can run on one. It'll run on one, it'll heat that whole place up on one, so, which is good, because otherwise you'd have been out of luck.
Yeah, so it's not like a contingency, it's not gonna overwork this one by this one.
That's the way that I think that system was designed, is that,
No, that's
you know, worst case scenario, it can run on one, but it's not ideal long term, but.
You get through to you install all
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's good.
And then I actually have more for the TAG, but I'll just finish what Scott said. The rooftop unit for the gym could not keep up due to its age. The temperature in the gym dropped down to 61 degrees, and the rest of the rooftop units are getting too old to operate efficiently, so the locker rooms and other areas throughout the TAG were cold during that really bad cold front. So it's the same thing, but so that's really all he had for maintenance. Any questions on maintenance? I just have 2 things about the TAG, like swim lessons.
Did it feel warmer today than, like, now that it's warmer outside?
Yeah, now it's fine. Nothing's different.
That was.
Right.
Yeah.
And you remember, we're talking, it was 100 mile an hour wind
Yeah,
and below
going
zero.
right down
and-
that.
I mean, everybody's also.
Straight at top.
So are you gonna do the pool report, like a pool report on the pool or not? I mean, is
I
that
am
going good
just
with
saying,
swimming?
I am,
Is that going okay with lifeguards and all that stuff? or-
lifeguards we're going good there, yeah. I was just gonna talk about swim lessons. Registration begins January 9th through the 27th. That's a huge moneymaker at the TAG here. And they begin the week of February 7th. Lifeguards are going good. You know, we depend on high school kids for some shifts, so I think there's always
Still looking for lifeguards, so.
yeah.
Always.
We actually have, we have 15, 16, we have a good amount, so it seems that everyone gets along. They report to me when they need to, so,
But
You have
that's,
enough to do the training classes coming up?
yes, for swim lessons, yeah, we have 5 swim lesson instructors who are really good with them.
They seem like they enjoy it.
They love it, Just sitting there in the chair, yeah, so they're good with that, but
Do we already have a prediction of how big the classes are gonna be, or?
probably the same that they've been, like youth, we have parent-child, preschool 1, 2, and 3, youth 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So from preschool 1 to youth 3, it's maxed out at like 8 kids per class. So it's a lot of people. Parent-child is usually really popular too, probably 8 kids, 16 people per parent, but it always is a good number. And the last thing, this is kind of exciting, I got Google Street View to come into the tag and give, what they did was they obviously take like a virtual tour of the whole place. We pay for it, and then we get the virtual tour to use on any type of media. So like that's where I'll put it on like the website or Facebook. And then since it's by Google Street View, it comes up on Google when someone would type in the tag center. So it's like, yeah, it's like a huge virtual tour.
I like those pictures you can actually walk through.
Yeah.
Is that up already or not yet?
It's not yet.
Okay.
I think the guy that took the photos said like end of January, beginning of February. But he also took, like with the deal that we got with this virtual tour, we also got 30 still photos. So like I got more pictures of the rental rooms and
Yeah.
just more updated photos of stuff, like just to promote. So that was a cool thing that we did. They came in, I think December 19th. He came in and took the whole virtual tour, so. One of the ladies that plays in the volleyball league, her daughter works for Google Street View. And she came in one day and like just kind of talked to me about it, and I was like, that is a phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh yeah, my mom's in your volleyball league. And I was like, oh great, like cool. So,
So anybody get in the building, the more opportunities to present
Right.
themselves.
right,
There we go.
that's for
We
sure.
should share that out there.
Yeah, and even to
Even when
advertise
people go
it.
in, yeah, I was gonna say, minute people go in, like when we first get here, there's really nothing but that, your tags and everything, but that's, I love that, because I love pushing the button and.
Yeah, you can see where
It's
you're
my
going.
favorite thing to
I know, Google Street View is.
I know what you're doing when you get home here, or the next month, I should say.
do. Like, I literally was looking at water parks for, and they have a little street view.
They're neat, yeah.
Yeah,
It's great. And Kansas.
but
Any
yeah,
idea when you think that'll be off by the end of the month? Or-
end of the month or beginning of February, yeah. I
You'll get
don't,
updated on it next month.
I think I will. Maybe I'll stream it or
That'd be
something.
Do you
great.
see how many people are actually doing it, going on or not, or? I know some of those different things you can
Yeah.
see how many people are
Yeah.
viewing, but I don't know if you can with that or not.
Good question. I could always ask that, woman that came in.
Yeah, just kind of curious.
She's one of the sales reps, yeah.
You might have to do that for the parks.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah, so here's this part.
The pavilion.
Yeah.
Pavilion.
See how it turns
But,
out, we'll go from there.
yeah, that is it for what I got.
Anybody have any questions for her? Anybody else have anything else? Number 7, set date and time for next meeting.
Are we, once again, with, I asked Margie if this time works for Wednesdays, is this okay for everybody, Wednesday, 6 o'clock? Because we would have next month, the first one would be actually February 1st, or the second one would be the 18th. Excuse me. If we do have a, we stand the first one, it would be February 1st, that'd be okay, February 1st, at 6 P.M.
I'll be here for the 8th, I'll go on.
Okay, let's put down for the first, is that okay? We do have 2 more openings for park board members, we do have 1 set of papers that were taken out, 1 more gal, and we'll see if she comes back in, she sounds excited about it, so we'll see, but if you know, if anybody might be interested, we have 2 more seats.
Okay.
6 p.m.?
Can we put in there, if serious?
Yes.
If very serious, yeah, right.
Do I have a motion for adjournment?
I'll move.
I'll
We got a
second.
First, we got a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
6:37.
We are 6:37.
You guys rock.
Clock started at 6:30.
Right?
Really perfect.
And that was our time.
Do we have any viewers?